I got these speakers and I wasn't expecting too much.
I also wasn't expecting too much, bro, but after listening to these, we were both surprised.
Let's do this. Well, welcome to today's episode, everyone. We got a pretty exciting episode for our viewers out there, Ralph.
That's right, brother. We're talking about the Starke Sound Beta5 bookshelf speakers.
That's right. And we got these speakers a few weeks ago. And just a quick disclaimer, Starke Sound actually did provide us these speakers to test out. So we didn't buy these. They did provide them. They are not sponsoring the video. Any of the links that you're going to see in the video description, they're just going to go directly to the product page. We're not making anything. We're just going to give you our honest opinions about these speakers. But yeah, Ralph, we've had these for a few weeks. We've tested them out extensively. But yeah, for the video, just to outline what we're going to be talking about. First, we're going to get into first impressions. Then we're going to get and do a tech spec rundown because, you know, some viewers would like to see, what we're dealing with here. Then we're going to get into probably the most important part of the video, which is, the sound test.
Yeah.
Sound characteristics, what our opinions are about the sound quality, such like that. And then we'll finally close out the video by talking about, pros and cons, final verdict, etc. All right, Ralph, well, let's go ahead and get into part one of the video, which is first impressions of these speakers. But yeah, Ralph, why don't you go ahead and get started?
Yeah, when you first got these, bro, and I looked at them, I'm like, these are actually pretty cool speakers. I like the grill. Obviously, the really nice grill. They have this like a ribbed texture to it, which is really nice, actually. This is called a Aoki gray wood veneer finish. They also have them in white, and they also have them in a black oak. When you look at the speaker, they have this really nice surround that's on the woofer and stuff like that, and then you got your 1.15 inch tweeter, which is really nice, and they have this surround that's actually creates a really good image for the speaker, which is really nice. And you look at the back of it. Obviously, you have a port up here, and then you have your binding posts. I mean, what about you?
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, from the front, I would say it's kind of basic looking, right? I mean, you have the Starke Sound SMG transducer. That's what it says right here at the bottom of the woofer. Yeah, the one thing I would say about these speakers in general is I actually do prefer them with the grill on. I don't know why. The grill, Starke did such a great job
they did a good
with
job.
Their logo here and also with the grill finish. I left these things on. Sometimes I get, speakers, we got speakers before where I just really hate the speaker, how it looks with the grill on there, and we just take it off.
Take it off,
right?
Exactly.
For these speakers, you can leave them off if you really want for you to see the drivers that are on there, but for me, I actually preferred them with the grill. Now, they are not magnetic. They do have the posts, the metal posts that kind of go and click in, which is kind of like more of your like old school type of bookshelf speaker. It doesn't have the magnet. That would have been kind of cool to see that. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty good looking speaker.
Yeah.
All right, Ralph. Well, let's get into part two of the video, which is a tech specs. So let's go ahead and do just a quick tech spec rundown so our viewers know what we're dealing with.
Absolutely.
Here. Pretty good tech spec rundown. Now let's get into what I always say in our videos is let's get into the meat of the video, which is probably the most important part, and that's the sound test or the sound characteristics.
Yes.
So what we were able to do is, since we've had these for a few weeks, I was able to test them in my stereo setup. And before, what I had hooked up there were a pair of Klipsch R50M speakers.
Yeah.
And I got to say, Ralph, I was impressed by these bookshelf speakers. Holy realism is all I'm going to say. When I was playing music, the vocals just came out. The mids just outshined everything else. Still pretty good highs. The bass, I mean, it's what you would expect from a budget bookshelf speaker. But the mids, man, I'm telling you, is like that blew me away. And when just going from those clips up to these, I felt like I went with a significant upgrade. You know, that's probably one thing that I noticed about these speakers from sound wise. What about you?
That's awesome. Well, bro, that's good that you mentioned that. The reason why they sound the way they sound is because they have this technology called HEMF, which is HEMF technology. Basically, what it does in layman's terms is that they take a bookshelf and they make the soundstage sound it bigger. That's the reason why it sounds the way it sounds, which is kind of really cool. Starke took it to the next level on these speakers, which is pretty awesome.
That's great, Ralph. Let's get into some final thoughts and just give our final verdict about this, about these speakers and anything else that we left out in the video. So let's go ahead. I'll start with you first. Final thoughts about the Beta 5s.
Final thoughts. All right, here we go. Good soundstage for 2-channel listening. Beautiful design. The technology that Starke Sound made, the HEMF design, which is pretty awesome. I mean, like I said, what I was talking about before is that they make the soundstage sound bigger. I do want to note that you have to get a subwoofer because if you want deeper bass, definitely add a subwoofer to these. But for somebody that's, you know, getting into stereo, these are, I think these are the speakers, to be honest with you. These things are awesome. So these are my final thoughts, bro. What about you?
Yeah, Ralph. I mean, for me, I would say that these are probably the best budget bookshelf speakers that we've reviewed on this channel. Yeah. And I'm not just saying that because it's the most recent, but for $500 bookshelf speakers, I was blown away by just the sound that came out of these things. They're 4-ohm speakers, so you're going to need a little bit more power to drive them. Yeah. I have a little compact vacuum tube receiver. Yeah. And I did have to crank the volume a little bit more than I was used to. But man, it was incredible of how accurate that these speakers were. And what I mean by accuracy, it's when you're playing music playback, it really makes you feel like you're there. This is going to be for somebody like me who has a dedicated music area and they just want to bring out that music a little bit more. Yeah. These are going to be the speakers for you. They're not going to break the bank. Nope. If you're somebody who's starting out for home theater, I still would recommend these speakers as part of a budget setup. Yes. And they're great for that. Yes. You could always expand it. But you know what, Ralph? I think that concludes our video.
Absolutely, bro. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
And as always,
keep it hi-fi.